the studios with me today is my co-host, Jonathan Lack. Welcome back, Jonathan Lack.
Thank you, Jean.
We always have a good time here in the studios. Today we have our favorite mortgage planner, who is Carolyn Wolf, and we'll introduce her just in a second. And we're going to talk about all kinds of things to look forward to, maybe for next year after the election, now that the election's over with, what we might have in store for us. But Jonathan, let's talk a little bit about your services, what we bring to our audience, and why are we here? Let's tell them why we're here.
All right, Jean. Well, we're here to educate our audience on all things real estate. What I bring to the table is I am a transactional real estate attorney with my firm of Lack & Lack Chartered, and I'm also the owner-operator of Waterview Title Services and the broker of Waterview Realty Services. So we offer anything and everything you need with regard to real estate and residential real estate transactions.
Exactly. So if you missed that, it's Lack & Lack Charter. That's Jonathan Lack. He also owns Waterview Title, and he's the broker of Waterview Realty. So we have a lot of information that we want to share. Though I'd like to call ourselves kind of our consumer advocates for real estate, because there's so many things out there that, you know, people are afraid to tell someone, or maybe they don't know. I'm always surprised at how many professionals in the real estate area don't know about some of the things that are out there for our consumers. And one of them, I think we need to mention right now, that you have coming up that is a great information for people that might find themselves in a financial situation. So I'm going to give the mic over to you.
All right, Jean, thank you again. The Florida Hardest Hit program, the Florida Hardest Hit Fund, we've talked about it on past shows and we'll do so again in the future. But there is a seminar coming up, or a free workshop being sponsored by Goodwill Industries of Florida, or of Goodwill Industries of Central Florida. And I will be conducting a free workshop to explain everything about the Florida Hardest Hit program and the related principal reduction program. And that seminar will be on Friday, December 2nd, 2016, between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. It's a 2-hour seminar, a 2-hour workshop, and it's going to be held at the Goodwill Industries of Central Florida, which is located at the Job Connection Center, 2245 Coastal Lane in West Melbourne, Florida. And you can go to their website at www.goodwillcfl.org for more information. Again, the seminar or the workshop will teach you what you need to know about the Florida Hardest Hit program, which is a program designed for unemployed or underemployed homeowners, those who have lost their job or have taken a pay cut and have trouble making their mortgage payment. The state of Florida will make your mortgage payment for you during your period of distress, of unemployment or underemployment, for up to 12 months or $24,000, whichever comes first. So it's an excellent program designed to assist people who have fallen on hard times due to the economy, or, as we will be discussing in a future show, if you've suffered from the hurricanes or any other FEMA-type disasters, there may be assistance available under those circumstances as well.
So I'm going to give just a little scenario so we can kind of pull this all together in a nice little bow. If someone has gotten, let's say they got laid off 10 months ago and they've been struggling making their house payment, just can't find another job, or perhaps they found another job, but it's for at least 10% less than what they were making. Is that one of the rules?
That's correct, yes.
They can qualify. They can go call your office and they see if they qualify for this. And there's not that many rules. It's not that hard to qualify. And they can get assistance. Let's just say they were 6 months behind, and now they're starting to panic that maybe the banks are going to want to start looking at foreclosing on them or something like that. They can get this money from, it's at Tallahassee right now, right?
Yes.
And several states have this hardest hit program money, isn't that right?
Yes, the hardest hit program is actually a federally funded program. So the federal government has given monies to various states. I believe there's 17 of them. I only handle Florida, but there are 17 states in the country that have a hardest hit program. So the money is coming from the federal government, but the states are in control of it and how it will be applied.
So many people don't know about this because they don't have a lot of money sitting around to market this on TV or radio. You just have to it's just like grant money or anything else. You have to just know it's there by digging around a little bit and finding it. But this is a very good program for people that are out of work or underemployed. They can make their back payments for them, get them caught up, and then if they're still still struggling, they can make future payments up to about a year. Isn't that correct?
That is correct.
And it's a little bit more to it than that, but there's no money to apply for it. It's all basically, I always say it's a loan that turns into a gift, because it is a loan in the beginning, but after so many years of staying in your home, it turns into a gift.
Right, that's correct. There's no payback on it, or it's a limited payback if depending on if you sold the home is the only catch. And there is criteria for that. But if you'd like more information, you can give our office a call at Lack & Lack Chartered, area code 321-953-5115, or you can visit our website at lacklaw.com. That's LACKLAW.com. And on our website is a link to the Florida Hardest Hit program. So if you click on that link, it will bring you to their site and provide you with much more information regarding the program.
Right. And if you're listening to this on our live shows and you missed getting that information, if you'll wait just a couple hours, we'll be in the archives and you can play it back and get all those phone numbers. So go back to Talk Network Radio and .com, and all of our archives are there hosted under the host section and under the archives. So this is a great program. So I'm really glad that you're doing that again. You do a lot of volunteer work with the community. You just taught us contract class the other day at the Board of Realtors for all the real estate agents, so they won't get into any trouble, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully they learned how to prepare the contracts.
That's right. Because they're filling the blanks, but you just have to know what to fill in those blanks with. So it can be a little confusing. So on that note, we're talking about how to save your home if you're already in it, or perhaps now you're thinking about buying another home, or you're in a different situation where you do want to sell and buy something else. So welcome back, Carolyn Wolf with Certified Mortgage Planners. It's always a pleasure to have you with us.
Always happy to be here, Jean. Thank you.
Well, we've had a kind of a roller coaster ride for, she's going to tell us her number here in a second. We've had a roller coaster ride with the election and so forth, and we thought we'd talk a little bit about what's in store that you're hearing through the grapevine of mortgage, but I know you have to give out your NMLS number to be official. So before we get into trouble with somebody from the government, let's give out that number.
Thank you, Jean. Thank you for keeping me out of trouble. My NMLS number, which is my license number, is 268538. And again, it's Carolyn Wolf at Certified Mortgage Planners.
While we have a second, let's go ahead and give out your email or your phone number if someone wants to get a pencil here and write this down, because this is some great information.
Okay, great. And again, we're going to be kind of talking maybe just a little bit of what we think our outlook is post-election, and some little tidbits and tips on income, getting ready for your home purchase. The best way to get me is on my cell phone, which is 321-795-9103. You can always reach me by my website, which is www.floridalendingpro.com. And again, that's floridalendingpro.com.
floridalendingpro.com. How about Saturday afternoon when all the banks are closed? If I text you, you might just text me back, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Right. I'll tell you what, you can get a hold of Carolyn at, don't call her in the middle of the night, but you can get a hold of Carolyn when all the banks are closed. And the reason why we like Carolyn on with us is she is a broker, not a banker, and there's a difference there. And it probably wouldn't hurt to go over that definition again.
Okay, thank you, Jean. With a mortgage broker, we are licensed by the federal government. We're tested and fingerprinted, but we have a wide array of different lenders that we do business with. They allow us to provide different products for different borrowers, and each bank and each lenders have their own additional guidelines on top of the standard guidelines. So it enables us to find a whole lot of different niches that one borrower might not fit into one particular lender. They might have another avenue that we can put them with. So
exactly. A lot of people think if I go to my bank that has my checking account and my 401k or whatever they're hosting there for them, they're going to probably give me the better rates. But most banks don't just offer mortgages as a convenience. That's not their bread and butter, really.
Right.
That's they're into checking accounts and savings accounts. So they might only have one or two types of loans available, and you might go in there and you're thinking, oh, it's going to be a slam dunk because this is my local bank, and they turn you down and you think, oh, that's the end of that. But the broker, there's so many, so we're all so different, and qualifying is so different.
Exactly.
You might be able to find them 3, 4, 5 different mortgages out there that are available to them.
Absolutely. And I actually just closed one where they had had a hard time at a couple of different places, and we had no problem. And it just happened to be that we had a couple of different lenders that were fine with their situation.
Mm-hmm.
What I always advise my clients is I always prefer they go to a mortgage broker, and usually refer to Carolyn Wolf. But the reason for it is because you're going to make one application, you're going to give Carolyn all of your information, and then she's going to shop it around and find you the best deal, but also you're doing it once and then she can port it to all the different lenders. Where if you walk into Bank of America and they don't approve you and you want to try again, you walk into Chase and they don't approve you, you have to try again. You're going to be filling out application after application, providing the same information but over and over and over again. Whereas going to a mortgage broker such as Carolyn, it's a one-stop shop, and she finds you a loan with minimal effort.
Exactly. Well, we're always glad to have you here so we can pick your brain, because people out there just need to know information. They need to know all the things that are available to them. And we try to be, as I said, the consumer advocate for real estate. We want to make sure that on this station and during this half-hour show, we give you the facts, and we give you every piece of information that you need to know to make it a nice, smooth transaction when you're trying to sell or purchase a home or to save your home with the Florida's Hardest Hit program. So we've got about 18 minutes left. Carolyn, we just had the election.
Yes.
Everybody take a nice deep breath at home. It's over. Yay. I was so tired of hearing all the political things on TV. I finally put it on mute most of the time because I was sick of it.
Yes.
So what we have now a new president-elect, and I know it's a little early, but what are you picking up from the mortgage market on what's happening or what's going to happen?
All right. Thank you, Jean. And actually, John and I were talking about this a little bit ago off air. Of course, he has not been voted in, so we really don't know exactly what's going to happen and all those wonderful changes. But with the Mortgage Brokers Association, for now, it's pretty much going to be same as usual. One of the key factors is as well, too, that we were reminded that the majority of Congress was Republican, and it has been for the last 4 years. So we shouldn't see a whole lot of change as far as the housing market. Not to mention, we did just have a great housing start. So it should have little to low impact on home buying. That's pretty much the consensus. But, of course, we'll never know until it actually, we have the new president actually in the White House. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of the succession or the idea that it's all going to be kind of about the same. However, we have seen a little jump in interest rates. Not too terrible, but we have seen a little jump, which is usually a knee-jerk reaction when anything major changes in the U.S. or even overseas. So we have seen a little tick up. It hasn't been much, but we'll see how that kind of plays out and see if the rates start to slowly go on the rise.
On average, what was that, about 0.5%?
It's been about 0.25%, because we have had a couple of crazy knee-jerk reaction days, and then actually today's been a favorable day for us. So it's sort of leveled off a little bit. So today the average change has been about 0.25%, so a quarter.
Right. Mm-hmm. So that's a good thing.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
One thing is in our favor for real estate. We've got somebody going in that's a developer, so maybe he'll have a real estate in the back of his mind trying to help us all out here.
Yeah. Well, that's true. With President-elect Trump being a real estate developer, maybe he will look at the housing market and do some things that will be favorable. In a lot of the speculation now, as we were discussing, Carolyn, off air, it's premature. It's too early to tell what's really going to happen. But I was trying to count how many elections I've been through now, but I've been practicing since 1990, so whatever number of elections that is. And every election, rates stay low before the election, and then there's always an uptick after the election. It's